We've just had the live letter for patch 5.4 Futures Rewritten be released, and here's a whole ton of great information on what we're going to be expect in upcoming months. Specifically, patch 5.4 is expected to be released in early December this year. But that's not to say that we aren't going to get a little bit of details with what's coming with patch 5.35 in a few short days from now. But let's talk about that stuff for patch 5.35 first before we touch 5.4. So patch 5.35 is expected is going to bring in the Bozjan Southern Front, the long-awaited Relic weapon line for the Shadowbringers expansion. This live letter does dive into a lot of detail about the Bozjan Southern Front, but just to keep things cleaner in here and rather than go into the nitty-gritty details, I'm going to make a completely separate video from this one that's going to purely focus on the details for it. So if you're looking forward to that, please look forward to it. So patch 5.35, just as a reminder to everyone, is also bringing additional housing plots. So if you've been waiting to get your hands on a shiny new house for yourself, now is the time to prepare. I'm also going to be doing an updated video on Housing Savage Guide, kind of updating my old one, with a few additional tips and tricks that I have learned since the months that I originally released that video. So now let's talk about patch 5.4. Patch 5.4 has been named Futures Rewritten and is coming out early December of this year. As expected, this is going to bring along main story scenario quest line updates, along with a whole slew of new characters, and the new dungeon will be a part of the new main scenario quest called Matoya's Relic, which, if you're going to be keeping up with the story, we're already aware of our wonderful frog-loving old granny and her apprentice who took on her name on the first. Next up is the new trial, the Emerald Weapon. So get your Mobile Suit Gundam engines rolling and get ready to farm up some dragons. Personally, I'm really hyped because I love dragons, best mounts ever. Who's the best boy? Dragons are the best boys. I'll be lucky if my dog doesn't mob me for that. With every even-numbered patch, we have come to expect one very important new thing each time there's an even-numbered patch. And no, I'm not talking about the Cat Boys and Limbs of Luminza. A brand new raid tier, that's right, and patch 5.4 is not holding back on us, bringing forth the new raid set called Eden's Promise that isn't a part of the main scenario quest lines, obviously, but is going to have very direct connections with it. Which doesn't surprise me because this entire raid set has been woven into the main story quest line, and personally I do look forward to seeing more of that. However, this does come with a warning that you will need to complete the patch 5.3 main story scenario questline fully. So not the 5.4, but the 5.3 needs to be done. So just be aware of that in case you haven't done that yet. Job adjustments are a very big part of main patches, and patch 5.4 is no different. Unfortunately, with the patch still a ways out, there are many details that are still missing or may be in the works still. So in terms of the information here, we're not getting that much. More information is going to come in the second patch 5.4 live letter, which I'm not currently given a date, so expect that in a few months, maybe a month or so. But what we have been told is that they are going to be looking into Monk's Greased Lightning mechanic, which is a mechanic that speeds up the gameplay significantly and is very core to the rotation. There's going to be an emphasis on keeping the gameplay loop tight and busy, but alleviate some of the stresses with trying to keep up Greased Lightning. I'd say that the best comparison that we could look at right now in game is looking at the Black Mage that can now spam the ability Umbral Soul between pulls so that they don't lose their current amount of Astral Fire or Umbral Ice, which is extremely important for their rotation. Next up for job changes is the Blue Mage, who is getting an extreme level cap boost to 70 alongside some big updates to their content, shortening the gap a significant margin and honestly getting me pretty excited for it if I'm being super honest. This makes it so that the Blue Mage is only 10 levels lower than our current level cap. Additionally, there's going to be new Blue Mage content, and I am looking forward to seeing just what the future brings for the Blue Mage. Now this brings to us talking about the Bozjan Southern Front in patch 5.4. Bozjan Southern Front, as a reminder to everyone, is being released in patch 5.35, but right now we're talking about the 5.4 updates to it, just to be super clear. There is going to be a brand new system added to the Shadowbringers Relic line that is akin to Baldessian Arsenal from Stormblood's Eureka content. This is named the Delubrum Reginae, which is going to have two separate modes in it. Firstly, there's a 24-player mode akin to the Alliance Rage size, and that you can queue into it and be automatically matchmade into a group for that. But now what is going to be added, interestingly enough, is that there's going to be a Savage mode that requires you to pre-form parties and bring 48 players. Yeah, you heard that right, 48 players, my goodness. So, who wants to go in with me? Next up, we're getting updates to crafters and gatherers in patch 5.4. For crafters, we are seeing changes to less frequently used actions, so most likely buffs and tuning changes to make these abilities more appealing to use. But hold up a second. There is one thing that I might be a little bit more concerned about here, is that they are saying that there are going to be new crafting conditions added to expert recipes, and that these conditions will not appear for recipes added prior to patch 5.4. So this instantly makes me think that my beautiful macro crafting of 4-star crafts that I have done all through the past might not be a thing. Well, I'm glad I got my gil now, because oh no, if this is random, this is gonna make things a little bit harder. Next up for gatherers is we are getting an update that is changing the collectible and ethereal reduction systems. Collector's Glove is going to be completely removed. Item wear will also be removed, and now the focus is purely on collectibles, gathering attempts, and likewise, this is also going to mean that your collectability rating is going to change a little bit. And so this is going to be changed to improved gathering and perception stats are basically going to impact your collectability rating. So getting your gathering and perception stats are going to be extremely important. Furthermore, elevation or Z-axis of gathering nodes will be now shown on the map. I can say for a fact that before memorizing where everything was on the map, I have flown into a few walls trying to find things. Shameful, maybe, but honest. But let's talk about some of the extra exciting things about fishing. And yes, I said exciting and fishing in the same sentence. Currently, they are looking to adjust the ability Fish Eyes, where it's no longer mandatory to use fish eyes to catch certain types of fish, but now it's being reworked in that it's going to allow you to ignore the specific time slots, likewise opening up a whole lot of opportunity for fishers. Treasure hunts, however, have not fallen off of the developer's radar, and patch 5.4 will expand the system and let us go even further into Lahigiha for even more better loot. Gooder loot. Lahigiha, oh my god, I could have butchered that even harder if I tried. And fear not, ocean fishing enthusiasts, because new routes and objectives are being added for ocean fishing, as well as there will be penalty added to discourage people from simply leaving the ocean fishing instance, so this is going to hopefully keep people a lot more incentivized to actually go through the entire trip. Next up, there is going to be updates for the Final Fantasy XIV card games, so this is going to be both Triple Triad and Mahjong, where they're both getting upgraded UI for improved gameplay. Next up, there are going to be tournaments added for Triple Triad and held periodically in-game, so Triple Triad fans, be on the lookout for patch 5.4. Next up, finally spotted for patch 5.4 is a new Unreal trial. Though the exact fight was not detailed out, unfortunately, we can expect new things like new rewards from it, we can expect a new fight, and hopefully this is going to add some flair to older content. And so now let's end this with talking about the updates for patch 5.41. So this is at 5.41, so not 5.4 immediately, but 5.41 is going to bring in the 4th and final installment of the Ishgardian Restoration that is going to bring in a monument of the crafting class with the greatest contribution during the time period. I wonder if the different servers are going to have the different crafters there, because if they are, then it'll be a good statue to look and point at, and especially for newer players, and say, don't go this crafting class because you're going to be undercut to absolute murr. I joke, but it also has a strain of truth in it. Likewise, this will mean that the same thing as other Ishgardian activities are going to be here. New achievements, bringing back titles for people to get, there's going to be updates to Sky Steel Tools, and the works. Anyhow, that goes for the end of this video, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm trying to do updates to my content, and yeah, let me know how you liked this video, and hopefully it helped you out, and let me know down in the comments section what you're most excited for. Are you excited for ocean fishing? No? Yes? 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 Ocean fishing? Yes. Excited and fishing. They should go together. Anyhow, that is all for this video. I hope that you are doing fantastic and having an absolutely awesome day. Hope to catch you in the next one. Take care.